I wonder if Luke, the author of the Acts of the Apostles, didn't use a metaphorical or poetical language when he wrote this first reading. He says the community of believers was of one heart and mind. It's basically, he's saying there were no disagreements among them. Have you ever lived with other people? No disagreements among people? I just live with Brother Jose and we have disagreements all the time. But Luke wanted to show us that he's not using poetical language. But it's true what he's saying, and that's why he's going to give us the example of someone that, lived out what he's preaching and saying. He mentions Joseph, which is translated, who received the name of Barnabas. And what happened with Barnabas? He had a piece of property that he sold, and he gave all the proceeds to the apostles. So that's the way that Luke is saying. In case you're doubting what I'm saying, look at the life of Barnabas. He is a great testimony that what I've written is true. So what happened with Barnabas? He had a first act of generosity. He had a piece of land. He sold it, he got rid of it, and gave the money to the apostles so that they could use it as they see fit. But you know what happened with Barnabas? He had one first act of generosity that would conduce him to a greater act of generosity. He became a full-time missionary, and he would be with Paul in his first missionary journey. So what does Barnabas teach us? He teaches us that many times one act of generosity will lead to the next one. Once you can give up on something, then you can give up on something bigger. And many times our spiritual life really increases and starts to grow when we can make this first act of generosity that can open many doors. Like I said, Barnabas sold his property, but then he gave away something greater. He gave away his own life because he became a full-time missionary. So brothers and sisters, in this time of Easter, what is keeping you from being more generous in your apostolic seal? In the same way that he could get rid of his land so that he could give himself more fully to the gospel. Is there something that you're holding on to that if you gave up, you could be more generous in your mission? Is there something that you're clinging on to that if you're capable of letting go, then you could make yourself more available to share the gospel in this time of Easter? Let us remember that the Acts of the Apostles is not a legendary tale, but it happened truly in the life of concrete and day-to-day people. Barnabas is the great testimony. He sold his land, and then he gave away his life.